Bitcoin, guys, we have to watch and see how in a big day of mega cap tech selling does Bitcoin perform? Does it rally up because money goes out? Because that's what we saw, right? Here you had Microsoft topping right when Bitcoin bottomed, and then they were inverse to each other. So today I was like, okay, well, are we going to see Bitcoin rally because big tech is selling, or is the fear of big cap tech selling going to drive Bitcoin down?
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now, guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Let's join Gareth in this video about Bitcoin and more.
If we look at Tesla, it is coming down towards technical support at 210. There's a big gap fill right in here. There's also a Fibonacci retrace in this general area. Again, I don't know if that's a long-term low, probably not, but at least you might get a buying opportunity around 210 for a bounce, maybe back to 225 or somewhere in that vicinity. All right, couple things to go over. After the bell today, we have Chipotle earnings. So CMG. Now, CMG is kind of interesting here. In fact, the market's closed about 2 minutes ago. Earnings are not out yet. But CMG is very interesting because we have an upsloping channel, and we know that one broke, right? So here's your upsloping channel. Classic upsloping channel right here. And then it's really, look at the fall that you had. Imagine if the S&P does this. Oof, that would be nasty. Now, the key is this. Just below 50, there's support, but there's also support down here and here and here. And at some point down in this range, if it dumps out on earnings, there likely would be some sort of bounce area down here. Now, this would be the high risk level at $50 Pierce. I'm unlikely to pick it up there. I want to see it flush more. Now, maybe it only goes there, but again, I always err on the side of caution. I'd much rather be missing a trade than getting a bad trade. Bad trades happen normally, guys. Just if you take 100 trades, 1,000 trades, a million trades, there's going to be a certain percentage that don't go your way. It's just the nature of the beast. But you don't want to encourage that, essentially, right? So you want to kind of choose your high reward, low risk levels, probably in this lower range down here if it flushes on earnings. Now, if it bounces, where would you short it? That's a little trickier, right? You can look at some levels over here, right around 55. There's a little gap fill. I don't think I would do it there. It's not a big enough move considering this. Somewhere up here in the $60 range might be an interesting level. But let's see what those earnings are. I think they come out at 410 today, so I probably won't be still doing trading the close at that point. Ford, let's take a look. So far, nothing on Ford. I think Ford, again, comes out either at 405 or 410. But right now, again, the stock did get hit today, just like everything pretty much. And again, that was down. GM had hit it the other day on their earnings as well. ServiceNow, let's take a look. ServiceNow in the after hours, nothing going on yet. This is another pretty big company. Minimal price action there. IBM, looks like IBM does have their earnings out. Small drop on IBM here. Well, notice that it closed right around 184 and change, trading down about $2. That's not a big move at this point in time. All right, so again, those are a few of the earnings that are out. Let me just take a look at LVS, Las Vegas Sands. Nothing out yet on Las Vegas Sands as well. Let's go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, guys, we have to watch and see how in a big day of mega cap tech selling does Bitcoin perform? Does it rally up because money goes out? Because that's what we saw, right? Here you had Microsoft topping right when Bitcoin bottomed, and then they were inverse to each other. So today I was like, okay, well, are we going to see Bitcoin rally because big tech is selling, or is the fear of big cap tech selling going to drive Bitcoin down? The answer, neither. Bitcoin staying sideways. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that it's partially a store of safety, so it was encouraging some buyers, and it also means that there were some sellers that were kind of a little fearful about the dump in tech. And so those buyers and sellers were equaling out, and that's why when price doesn't move, it tells you there's an equal number of buyers and sellers. So it's somewhere in this gray area. It's not really a risk-on asset anymore, but it's also not really a risk-off asset. It's somewhere in this middle ground, which is okay. It's on its path to becoming that safety hedge, if you will. It just is going to take time, and we'll continue to follow it. All right, so Bitcoin, again, minimal movement right there. We did see Ethereum break a little bit lower today. Oil today, fractionally positive on the day. Again, should ultimately head towards 74, but nonetheless, it was an area of safety today. We saw Exxon, Chevron doing better than the rest of the market. If we look at gold today, gold and silver, minimal price action. Gold was up sizably early in the day. You can see a little tail up here if you can see close enough. But by the end of the day, gold has sold off. So again, gold not really performing. I think it's forming a bearish pattern here in the short term to at least dump out down here. If it goes here, we'll have to see. But ultimately, my longer term remains very, very bullish on the chart of gold.
Bitcoin's recent dip below $65,000 is attributed to seasonal trends in market sentiment, not GOX Bitcoin sales. Analysts believe the recent drop in Bitcoin's price is mainly due to market sentiment rather than GOX sell-offs. CryptoCoin founder Gareth Soloway emphasized this point, noting that the expected sell-off did not happen. Timothy Peterson from Cane Island Alternative Advisors highlighted that Bitcoin tends to underperform between July 22 and September 22, setting up for a potential rebound in October, often referred to as Uptober. The introduction of spot Ethereum ETF has negatively impacted the market, according to Capriole Investments founder Charles Edwards. He suggested that the ETF launch muddied market waters, affecting both Bitcoin and Ethereum prices. The decline may also be linked to political events, such as the failed assassination attempt on former U.S. President Donald Trump, which initially spiked Bitcoin prices. Pseudonymous trader Roman suggested the current dip is a correction from this news-driven pump. Bitcoin is currently trading at $64,247, down 2.5% over 24 hours, as per CoinMarketCap data. Despite the dip, Bitcoin has seen a 5.41% increase over the past 30 days. Overall, the sentiment remains relatively bullish, with the Crypto Fear and Greed Index indicating a greed score of 68, up 7 points in the past week.
Look at all that red in the heat map. Amazing. Apple down 3%, Nvidia down almost 6%, Microsoft down 3.5%, Google's down 3+%. Again, major. In fact, Google's down about 5% on the day on those earnings. All right, look at the big cap red right here. You get a little bit more green. When you go into health technology, which is more like the healthcare stocks, you get a little bit of green there. That's a place that money's running for safety. Also, you see energy down here. Energy is another place. Oil's fractionally higher today. That's helping some money hide away in some of the energy plays like ExxonMobil. And even if we look at some of these other areas down here, utilities are also generally green. But those are places where money goes to hide when things get scary. All right, and speaking of scary, the VIX today surging, I think, close to 17. 20 is the big killer right there. When you get above 20, that's when fear really starts to take over. And then once you get to 30, it's usually a buying opportunity. But ultimately, guys, fear is creeping up. We're seeing the VIX again spike, and the markets are showing us that fear kicking in here as we head towards the end of the day. The Dow Jones Industrial Average down 500 points on the day. NASDAQ is trading down almost 600, folks, 3.2%. That's huge for the NASDAQ right here. S&P 500 down 2.5%. Oil, as I mentioned, creeping up 11 cents, so just basically holding steady. Gold is down slightly on the day. It was up earlier and then gave it back and came back in, and Bitcoin is basically flat on the day. We're going to talk about Bitcoin today because Bitcoin neither saw panic selling, but it also didn't see buying from money flow that was coming out of mega cap tech. Interesting kind of factor here on the Bitcoin chart.
Bitcoin whales are significantly increasing their holdings, adding 358,000 BTC in July, demonstrating strong confidence in current price levels. Bitcoin whales are actively increasing their holdings, as highlighted by CryptoCoin CEO Gareth Soloway. He described the flow of coins to large volume investors as unprecedented. In July, Bitcoin's permanent holders added 358,000 BTC, valued at around $23 billion. This is the largest monthly accumulation seen, surpassing the period when Bitcoin reached its all-time high of $73,800. Spot Bitcoin ETF have played a significant role, with global inflows reaching 53,000 BTC in July. The largest U.S. ETFs saw over $500 million in inflows in a single day. Despite potential short-term price corrections, the long-term outlook remains positive. Whales are accumulating, and the trend is expected to continue. While smaller holders with 1 BTC or less are selling, large investors are steadily increasing their positions, reflecting strong confidence in Bitcoin's future performance. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.